It's loading. It should work this time.
Today, my fiance decided it was a great day to reorganize the whole entire house. So that leaves me and my son nothing to do. So she wants us out to come along with us to Walmart and we'll get some stuff out of it.
I hate this dude. I don't know what's it. I know this dude in real life. He's a pedophile. Not a pedophile. What's that shit called? Molester. He molests somebody in high school. Straight bitch, bro. Bro, will Siege for the love of God open, bro? This shit ever loads, chat. I'm sorry. This shit's still not loaded, chat. Oh my god, it loaded. Oh my god, that did nothing. Alright, it should work this time. I ain't gonna hold you, chat. If it don't work this time, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. That's what's gonna happen. Oh, I don't want to play one. Hell no. Like, it should Alright, it's moving smoother, I think. I might be tripping. 7 packs. I wanna buy a pack. I wanna buy a pack. It's not. I wanna buy a pack. How do I buy packs? It's been a while. I don't even know what packs are. Get packs. Bro, I don't even have enough. Oh, I got this hooked up too. But yeah.
Stone probably.
Friendly drone deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing its location.
My ping is at 500, chat. I don't know why. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I can't move. I cannot move. Get settled in there. 200, man.
Insertion in 10 seconds. 5 seconds before insertion. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Do you remember me, Deimos?
How could I forget? You're the one with the rowdy sister.
Why does Ash feel so slow now? I remember that. Oh, the lag's crazy, bro. Lag is fucking nuts. Think there's someone roaming?
Stay clear of the blast!
What is that bitch? I don't know. I'm scared.
The diffuser is no longer in your
Oh my
possession.
God, I'm cooked. I'm so fucked.
The diffuser has been recovered.
Oh, my aim's so bad. Oh my God, I'm trash.
You have dropped the diffuser. Friendly, last operator standing.
Yep, time to pick a different gun. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Time to pick a different character because I cannot control that recoil. She's down, you fucktard.
Seconds
Oh,
remaining.
that's bro money. I was talking shit.
10 seconds left. We have been eliminated.
They already fucked up, man. I know. My ping is still 200, man. There's nothing I can do about it.
Friendly drone deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing its location. Seconds to insertion. 5 seconds. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
If you drone and quick match your cut. That's going on. fucking cup.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Reload!
Secured.
Who puts?
Recover the diffuser.
Fucking god, yo. I'm playing with fucking retards. I am a retard. I fucking. You're right.
Down to one friendly.
Oh, bro, my bad. I didn't see them bitches. I ain't gonna hold you. What's going on, bro?
The
I don't know how to
diffuser is
put
now
chat
secured.
on the thing, so I just gotta read them from my phone. But I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm trash at this game. I gotta play something else. I'm from Indiana, bro.
Seconds.
That's kind of boring, though. I ain't gonna.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm playing on PC.
5 seconds left. The diffuser has been
I'm
recovered.
playing on controller.
You have dropped the diffuser. All
I'm
friendlies
not
have been
very good.
eliminated.
I got this PC like 2 years ago. I bought a webcam and stuff yesterday. I'm just gonna try this stuff out. I low key want to stream though. Everybody left. That's fucking. You can get some good pre-built PCs, or do you want to build your own? Because there's some pretty good ones you can get pre-built, but this one's was built on its own. It literally sat in my car for like years. You can get a good PC for
Ready to
$1,500.
eliminate hostiles.
It's just you gotta know what you're getting unless you're getting pre-built. If you're getting pre-built, then you don't really gotta worry about the specs and stuff because it'll all reset. But
10 seconds
making
remaining.
cookies. So you just baking? Yeah.
5
Kind.
seconds and counting.
Drones everywhere.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
If anything happens, I'll catch you right up.
Much appreciated.
Everybody left. I'm cooked. Oh my god, what the fuck? Low key, bro. I worked in a factory, a metal factory. So this is a regular factory, regular 9 to 5 shit. Where is? Can't hear you with this fucking. Oh my god, I'm lagging. Oh my god! How long? Today? Yesterday I streamed for about an hour and a half, and today I've been on stream for 16 minutes. But if you mean like how many days, I started yesterday.
One friendly remaining.
Yeah, bro, I went to Walmart and got a like $30 webcam.
Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
His headset, bro, they're running shields, bro. I can't believe we just lost that, bro. I gotta play something now. I'm not gonna insanely lag on, bro. Hold on. Yeah, you can share. I don't know how I get it. So what sounds good, bro? Schedule 1, retro rewind, water park simulator, TCG card shop simulator. I'm checking it out, bro. I can't see chat right now. So it's private. Yeah, I hit follow. It's just requesting since your shit's private. So, are you a digital creator? Is that what it is? Yo. I'm not finna click on no links. I ain't gonna hold you. Alright, you can send it. I'll see it. So you make logos and you like put them on and stuff? What do you put them on? This isn't AI, is it? I don't like AI. Oh, these are cool. I don't know how overlays work. That last. How did you change the stream? Are you still on stream? Yeah, are you, I don't know if you're still on stream. I think they're pretty cool. You custom make them for like specific things, like you know what I'm saying? I think my stream is delayed. They're pretty cool. Let me see. Do you do it just for streamers or? I probably like this one the most. I don't know if you can see it. That one's pretty tough. I don't know if I showed it, but that's probably like the one right here. I did reply. I don't even know who my favorite character is. My favorite character is probably Captain America. I don't know. I sent you that shit. I hold the game. So, yeah. My bitrate, it says my bitrate's good, right? Damn, I'm losing viewers like there's no tomorrow, bro. Damn, I'm sitting here talking. Yeah, I know how this feeling. Says, man, I know what your favorite game, favorite character, colors. I said my favorite color is green, favorite car, Nissan GTR R34, favorite character, Captain America. Actually, back there I have a Nissan GTR on my wall, but my camera's trash and it doesn't pick it up, so spend on it, gang. What you mean spend on it? You sitting here in my chat talking about some support for that. What you mean? I ain't working on no budget, gang. I am not paying for that shit. I can hold you. I'm not doing that. Yeah, you lost me there, gang. Lost me there, bro. Like, what you mean? What you mean pay for it, bro? So what are we thinking? What are we thinking here? Are you on some?
Crazy mystery. That were solved by the internet. Mysterious messages.
I gotta make sure that y'all can see this.
Date is April 15th, and you have just woken up to the sound of your alarm. As per usual, you only open your eyes a sliver and roll over to hit the snooze button. But it's as you turn over to notice something. On the desk beside your bed is a post-it note, something you don't remember writing or leaving for yourself. And even though you're in desperate need of sleep, you decided to investigate. The yellow post-it note wasn't creepy in nature. It was a list of errands you had to do, but one crucial detail made it extremely mysterious. The handwriting on the note was not your own. It was that one subtle detail that caused you to think about how that post-it note could have possibly appeared. You have no recollection of writing it, but who else would know what errands you need to run? And besides, even if somebody did know, how would they have written the note and gotten it in your bedroom? It really didn't make much sense, but it didn't bother you that much. You chalk it up as something you did in your sleep and go on with your day, nearly forgetting about it hours later. That was until 4 days later on April 19th. After arriving home from work on the 19th, you notice something on the back of your office chair. Once again, another yellow post-it note, although this one was a bit more cryptic. It was in the same mysterious handwriting as the previous note, but it wasn't a list of errands. It was a reminder telling you to make sure you saved your documents. This note was more than odd and made you seriously question what exactly was going on, and it was becoming obvious this wasn't a note you had just written in your sleep. This note freaked you out so much, in fact, that you decided to set up a webcam inside of your apartment, pointing it direct.
Which game? What one? I was just on Siege, but I was playing shit. It was lagging really bad. Which game?
Directly at your desk to ensure that whoever or whatever was writing these notes could be caught. And once the camera was in place, nothing happened. That was until 9 days later. On the morning of the 28th, you woke up once again and found the most cryptic and disturbing note of all. It was a post-it note once again on your desk that stated the following: "Our landlord isn't letting me talk to you, but it's
The one I played last night.
important we do." Immediately, you begin to check the folder in which the webcam was saving all of the footage, and you notice that it was not only no longer recording, but all of the footage had been manually deleted. At this point, you were terrified. Somebody was leaving you cryptic messages, deleting the evidence, and you have no evidence besides these notes that anybody has been in or around your apartment. You know you're not doing it yourself, and you're beginning to feel like you're losing your mind. And on top of this, you're starting to develop worse and worse headaches, likely due to the stress of what is going on. A few days after that incident, on the 1st of May, you find another post-it note, although this time not on your desk. It's actually on the outside of your front door. And as you look down the hallway of all the other apartments, you notice that almost every door has a different colored post-it note, seemingly at random, although the deeper meaning, if there was one, was lost to you. After nearly 2 weeks of cryptic torment, you come to the conclusion that the person that's doing this has to be your landlord. But just to be sure, you check the lease agreement you signed and notice that the handwriting of your landlord on his signature almost matches the writing in your sticky notes exactly, proving to you that your landlord had been not only sneaking into your apartment, but using your sticky pads and using your pen to write you cryptic notes. Feeling terrified, violated, and slightly relieved now that you have some answers, you decide to go to Reddit, specifically the legal advice subreddit, to ask the members of the community if you had any legal standing to potentially press charges against your landlord. You had no evidence besides the notes themselves, but you figured the evidence would be enough. However, after making your post to Reddit, the community quickly determines that you don't have a legal situation on your hands. You actually have something much darker going on. The story I just described is the exact experience that Reddit user R. Bradbury1920 experienced over a decade ago. After Bradbury made the post, people quickly began to start weighing in on exactly.
No, I want to watch this one. No.
Chat, it is now time for Peekaboo Tentacles, a SpongeBob horror game. Peekaboo
Deja vu. You walk into your favorite coffee shop and suddenly everything feels like a repeat. The smile on the barista's face, the sound of the espresso machine, and that girl on the corner on her phone. It's like you've seen these events before even though you haven't. Your brain is basically screaming, "This is all too familiar," while logic counters with a sure no. You've just experienced deja vu, a memory.
Bro, I get deja vu at least once a week, bro. It's actually like terrible, cause like every time, like I feel like I die every time. I don't know. I put it in my head that I do.
Memory glitch that occurs when your brain accidentally files a new experience as already seen. A simple way to think of it is your memory software lagging, causing present perception to feel like a memory. Scientists believe that deja vu is your brain's temporal lobe glitching, resulting in a strange overlap between short-term and long-term memory signals. In short, you're not a psychic, but just experiencing real-life buffering.
It's storming outside.
Jamais vu. You're writing the word love, and after the 6th or 7th time, it seems wrong. The letters seem strange as they
Bro,
stare back at
always
you.
happens.
Suddenly, you're wondering, hold on, is this how people spell things? A word you've known your whole life has just become nonsense. That is jamais vu, often considered deja vu's evil twin. Instead of your brain registering something as overly familiar, it rejects it entirely. Every day, things seem brand new or strange, like seeing your own name and thinking it's spelled wrong this time. According to experts, jamais vu is your brain's way of resetting, momentarily halting the connection between recognition and meaning. This phenomenon often occurs when there is repetition, causing your neurons to tire from processing the same input, thus resulting in a temporary revolt. So, no, love didn't just become a weird word. You were gaslit by your brain. Tip of the tongue. Friends are keenly following as you tell a story when suddenly you go blank. The name is right there, drifting from reach. You squint, snap your fingers, make weird sounds, and even give it a shot, like it starts with a K, I swear. However, your friends can't help either. They just lean in and wait for you to figure it out. But even with the pressure, nothing comes to mind. You've just experienced the infamous tip of the tongue glitch. You know the word or phrase, but retrieval stops partway. Think of it like your brain opening the correct file folder, but the exact word fell under the cabinet. Experts believe this occurs because the sound or spelling pathway didn't light up all the way. It explains why you can recall bits like, it's just 4 letters, but can't remember the actual word. But don't worry, that word often comes back to you when you lose sleep at 3 a.m., except no one cares anymore. Childhood amnesia. Someone asks you about your 3rd birthday. Cake, balloons, chaos, yet your brain just can't bring up anything. It feels like your life before you turned 3 was erased from the archives. Undoubtedly, your parents say you did some cute things, but your memory files are non-existent. Childhood amnesia just reared its head. The majority of grown-ups cannot remember early childhood memories because the hippocampus, your brain's memory center, was still developing.
I actually remember quite a lot from when I was little. Like, I remember what my birthday themes were and things like. I know where my crib was when I was a baby, and I have no idea why I remember that. It's in the back of my head.
At the time. Combine that with inadequate language skills and events that weren't properly stored, and things only get worse. So, those old photos? Sorry to break it to you, but they are likely just how you think you remember events when actually you're putting together stories your family tells you. It's not that your childhood wasn't fun, only that your brain was so busy developing to keep records. In other words, your childhood memories are under permanent 404 file not found. False memories. You're 100% sure that your best friend wore a yellow shirt that day. You even swear it in court.
Bro, there's been so many times where I 110% believed that I was right, and I swore on everything I was right, bro. I could have put a gun in my head, played Russian roulette with the chances I was right. And it's just like, then I just get proved wrong, and it makes me so mad, bro, because it's how I remembered it. I don't know why I remembered it like that, but...
But then, the evidence photos are brought up, and he was wearing an orange shirt. You just unlocked a false memory. Your brain is not a hard drive, but rather more of a poor improv actor. Each time you remember something, you alter it a bit. And when suggestions, leading questions, and imaginations are added into the mix, things get jumbled up even more. Psychologist Elizabeth Loftus has proved how easy it is to implant fake memories in people. In one of her studies, subjects remembered getting lost in a mall as kids, yet it never occurred. Your memory isn't just a recording, it's a remix.
No, it probably occurred. Their parents just was too ashamed to realize that, or to say out loud that they lost their 3-year-old in a store. It probably happened.
And the more you remember something, the more you risk altering it. So, the next time you're 100% you remember something, take it with a pinch of salt. Mandela effect. Your phone illuminates your face in your dark bedroom. You're scrolling the comments after getting sucked into a heated debate. Did Pikachu ever have a black tip on his tail?
He did.
Some commenters swear yes, while others are adamant it's no. That debate just ushered you into the world of the Mandela effect, a memory glitch in which a group of people confidently misremember the same detail.
No, bullshit, because I know for a fact Pikachu had a black stripe on his tail, bro, because I remember it, bro. I just do.
The name
Same with Curious George. He had a tail, bro. Tell me he doesn't look weird without a tail. He does. That's why I know he had a tail.
comes from people who recalled Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s when, in reality, he didn't. The Mandela effect happens due to brain shortcuts. You fill in gaps with familiar patterns, for example, assuming that Pikachu's tail matches his ears.
It did!
Rumors, repetition, and pop
It didn't
culture
look
also
like
play
that,
a
though. It
role
was like a
in
lightning
ingraining
bolt.
these errors into people's memories. Consequently, many people start remembering the wrong thing together. Most importantly, the Mandela effect has nothing to do with alternate universes. Regardless, it's harmless to think of a world where Berenstain Bears really were the Berenstein Bears.
I don't remember
Confabulation.
that. I'm too young.
Remember that time you were telling a story at dinner when, partway, you started making stuff up without knowing it? Your friends were impressed, and that only made you keep delivering more and more twists, turns, and punchlines.
Dumbass.
Well, that's what confabulating is. On the surface, it seems like lying, but unlike it, confabulation isn't intentional. Rather, it occurs when your memory attempts to fill in gaps with reasonable guesses. People who've suffered traumas to their brains or with conditions like Korsakoff's syndrome tend to confabulate. Strangely, even healthy brains also do it. Think of it like your brain hating to admit that it doesn't know something. So, instead of saying, "I don't know," it comes up with filler details. It's pretty much like the autocomplete function on your phone, only that it's gone rogue. But perhaps the strangest bit of all is that confabulated memories feel just as real as the true ones. You can even take a lie detector test and pass while telling those made-up stories.
So do you think, genuinely, someone in chat, please tell me this, do you think that if a murderer convinced themselves that they didn't murder the person, like fully like for months sat there and told themselves that they didn't do it, do you think they'd pass the lie detector test? Let me know.
So, the next time Grandma insists she shared a pizza with the Queen at the diner around the corner,
She
don't
probably
spoil
did.
the
Grandma
fun.
and Grandpa's have some crazy
Imagination
lore, gang. I
inflation.
ain't gonna hold you.
Imagine this. You're daydreaming about riding in a space shuttle as a child. The more you dwell on it, the more real it feels. In the end, you're 100% certain it actually happened. Good job, you've actually fallen for imagination inflation, a memory glitch that occurs when visualizing an occurrence tricks your brain into believing that it's a memory. As you are busy imagining the event, you're unknowingly strengthening the mental image until you can't distinguish it from reality. Experts have illustrated that simply asking people to imagine an event, such as getting lost in a mall as kids, makes them more likely to recall it in the future. To put it simply, your brain doesn't always clearly identify memory and fantasy. The more realistic the imagination, the stronger it becomes. That trip to France as a kid? Well, it never happened. Your brain is just a great liar, and it lied to you about yourself.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First,
God
go to
damn.
Riverside and open an account. When you're ready to
Post-event misinformation. You've just witnessed a car crash. A while later, your friend says, "Did you see the white car run the stop sign?" But the car was red, you wonder. Suddenly, your memory shifts, and you're convinced it was white. What happened to you right there is post-event misinformation. Memories are brittle, and even more so right after events. When you're given misleading information, your brain rewrites the memory to match. Psychologist Elizabeth Loftus illustrated this by asking several subjects about car accidents. When Loftus used the word smashed instead of hit, the subjects recalled the vehicles moving faster than they were. Exterior influence changes how you describe events and how you actually remember them. But do you know the most disturbing part? Courts used to heavily rely on eyewitness testimony, even though it's easy to manipulate. Source amnesia. Imagine you're seated at a dinner table surrounded by your family and friends and you're telling a really funny story. Everyone is laughing at just how hilarious it is. Then, just as the laughter dies down, someone asks, "Where did you hear that?" Your mind goes blank. Did someone tell you? Did you come across it on Instagram or TikTok? Or maybe you read it on a blog? You realize that you can't pinpoint exactly where you got the story. This is what's known as source amnesia, a phenomenon where you recall something but can't remember where it came from. Essentially, your brain keeps the content but misplaces the origin tag. This memory glitch can sometimes make you repeat false or uninformed opinions confidently as facts, all without being consciously dishonest. Cryptomnesia. In 1969, English musician George Harrison, best known as the lead guitarist of the Beatles, wrote "My Sweet Lord," an instant top charter worldwide. Soon after, a production company known as Bright Tunes sued him, claiming that he copied the melody of the 1963 #1 hit, "He's So Fine" by the Chiffons. Now, while Harrison did admit to knowing the Chiffons song, he denied copying it. A judge later ruled that Harrison likely accidentally copied the song and ordered him to pay over $500,000 in royalties. Harrison's case is one of the most famous examples of cryptomnesia, sometimes known as unintentional plagiarism. Cryptomnesia is a memory glitch that causes you to recall a forgotten piece of information or idea, believing it to be something new. It is common among writers, artists, researchers, and even inventors. With cryptomnesia, you're not intentionally stealing an idea. Rather, your brain has retrieved the information but forgotten the source, which makes the information feel like inspiration. Misattribution. In 1984, Jennifer Thompson, then a 22-year-old college student in North Carolina, was the victim of a violent attack at knife point. After reporting the incident to the police, a sketch of the assailant was made. Jennifer was then shown photographs of 6 men. She took several minutes, after which she chose 2 photos, and then more time before finally choosing a picture of then 22-year-old Ronald Cotton, saying, "I think this is the guy." On viewing a lineup of 7 men, she again wasn't sure but eventually decided that Cotton looked most like her assailant. Her testimony in court led to the conviction of Cotton on 2 life sentences. After serving 11 years of his sentence, DNA determined that he was, in fact, innocent. The real perpetrator was caught and sentenced. Cotton's case is one of many where eyewitnesses misattribute a crime to the wrong person. Misattribution is where you remember the content right but attach it to the wrong person, time, or place. Also happens in harmless everyday situations, like remembering an event you witnessed in real life, only to later learn that it was a scene from a movie you watched, or crediting a fact to one person when you actually got it from someone else. Flashbulb memory glitch. When you think about a traumatic event in your life, such as the day you lost someone close to you, you can probably describe everything about that exact moment, from where you were, what you were doing, and even what you were wearing. It almost feels like the moment is frozen in time, like a mental snapshot. This is what's called a flashbulb memory. But as vivid as flashbulb memories can feel, they're not always accurate. The human mind isn't a camera.
It's time to level up your stream. Go to own.pro, the ultimate streamer tool.
Have you ever...
Lock in, chat. Actually, let me make sure.
Ever been totally sure about something, only to find out you, and maybe thousands of others, were totally wrong? Welcome to the mind-blowing world of the Mandela effect. Named after the iconic South African leader, Nelson Mandela, this curious phenomenon happens when a large group of people remember something one way, only to discover they've got it all wrong. And trust me, we've got some real head-scratchers for you. From New Zealand's mistaken location to wonky memories when it comes to what we love to eat and watch on screen, I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 insane Mandela Effect examples that'll blow your mind. 25. The Great Bear Name Debate. Remember the beloved children's series, The Berenstain Bears? Well, you might recall it as the Berenstain Bears with an E, right? Well, brace yourself. It's always been Berenstain, as confirmed by the Library of Congress. The discrepancy has sparked lots of debate, with many fans swearing by the Stein spelling. It also got a lot stranger when old memorabilia surfaced showing the name Berenstain on the book covers. Since many people believe the Mandela effect is caused by time travelers messing with our past, that or we live in a parallel universe, I'll leave it to you to decide if this is only a case of mistaken identity. 24. The turkey leg that never was. If you've ever pictured Henry VIII gnawing on a turkey leg, well, you're not alone. Many remember a famous painting of the English king seated at a table proudly holding a turkey leg. But here's the kicker. That painting doesn't exist. The actual artwork shows Henry with a pair of leather gloves and the string of a scabbard. The turkey leg image seems to be a collective mirage fueled by a mix of media depictions and the Mandela effect. 23. Peanut butter pandemonium. The world of delicious spreads has its own fair share of mystery thanks to the Mandela effect. You might remember a popular peanut butter brand as Jiffy, but here's the twist. It's always been Jif. Launched in 1958 after a rebrand from Big Top Peanut Butter, Jif has remained consistent in its name, and yet a lot of peanut butter enthusiasts swear they remember it differently. They're probably getting confused with Jiffy Pop. That's my take on it. 22. Is it Looney Tunes or Looney Tunes? If you've ever wondered whether the classic cartoon featuring Bugs Bunny and his pals was really called Looney Tunes with 2 O's, you're not alone. Fans of this iconic series have been debating the name for years. The confusion likely arises because Looney Tunes with 2 O's just sounds like it should fit better with a cartoon about wacky characters. But despite what your memory might tell you, it's always been Tunes. The mix-up probably comes from Warner Brothers drawing inspiration from Disney's Silly Symphonies in the 1920s, which were all about musical shorts. So, Tunes with the U was a nod to the musical theme of Warner Brothers' own animated series, not a typo. Still having that debate with my mom. We had a dog named Petunia. When we shortened her name to Tunes, I went with Tunes because Petunia, and she always spelled it Toons. I'm like, that makes literally no sense, Mom. Let me know in the comments below. Who was right, my mom or me? That'll go over well. 21. Pikachu's black-tipped tail. Pikachu, the beloved yellow electric Pokemon, has been a pop culture icon since its debut. But did you know that some fans are convinced that Pikachu's tail used to have a black or red tip? According to these fans, Pikachu's tail wasn't always the solid yellow we see today. They remember seeing a distinct stripe or black shadow on the tail. So, what's the deal? Well, it turns out the confusion might come from early versions of the game, Pokemon Red and Blue, where Pikachu's tail did have a black shadow in some sprites. And while some recent depictions, like in Detective Pikachu, might show a black stripe or shadow, the classic Pikachu design has always been just yellow. Hey guys, just jumping in here real quick to tell you some exciting news. You know how you love watching our videos for now and have books? Family of Mouse, Disney's cheerful mascot, has been a staple of animation since his debut. But why do so many people remember Mickey sporting red shorts with suspenders? Despite what your memory might insist, Mickey Mouse has never actually worn red shorts with suspenders in any official appearance. From his first animation to modern-day renditions, Mickey's classic look has always featured red shorts without the added accessory of suspenders. It's probably the 2 buttons. People think that's where suspenders go, so their brain just probably fills in the rest. 19. Would you like some Captain Crunch or Captain Crunch? The debate over Captain Crunch's name is a tasty example of the Mandela effect in action. While many cereal fans remember the breakfast mascot as Captain Crunch, his official name has always been Captain Crunch. But the confusion doesn't stop at the name. Captain Crunch's uniform has its own set of mysteries. Traditionally, American naval officers wear bars on their sleeves to indicate rank. 1 for ensigns, 2 for lieutenants, and 3 for commanders. However, Captain Crunch's outfit has never quite matched up with these ranks, sporting a mix of bars over the years. So, whether you remember him as Captain Crunch or Captain Crunch, it turns out that the character's uniform, at least, has been proven inconsistent. 18. What the heck is a Fruit Loop? If I've got you confused, the official name has been Fruit Loops since 1963. Here's the backstory. Kellogg's first introduced the cereal as Fruit Loops spelled the correct way in 1959, complete with 3 flavors and Toucan Sam. However, since the cereal had no actual fruit, Kellogg's got sued and had to change the name. They relaunched it as Fruit Loops with the 2 O's in 1963, and that's stuck ever since. But here's where it gets interesting. Some fans remember the name swapping back and forth. One Reddit user even said, "Wasn't it Fruit Loops a while ago, and now it's Fruit Loops again?" Seems like others are in the same boat. So, what's your take? Fruit Loops or Fruit Loops? It's great without the spelling. 17. Mr. Monopoly's monocle. Does the Monopoly Man sport a monocle or not?
Yes.
Many people could swear he does, but the truth is, he never has.
Bullshit.
Rich Uncle Pennybags, the iconic face of Monopoly, is instantly recognizable with his top hat, mustache, and pinstripe suit. But despite the strong visual memory many people have of him wearing a monocle, it's simply not true. This case of the Mandela effect has left many scratching their heads.
I vividly remember when I was a kid, like the Monopoly box, he had a monocle.
So if you remember him sporting that signature monocle, rest assured, you're not the only one feeling a bit frazzled by the mix-up. I think this one is people confusing Mr. Peanut. I think they're taking his
Mr.
monocle.
Peanut? I don't know who that is.
Check out how this app helped me buy whatever I want in my favorite game. Limited money makes it so you can get what you want from the game.
16. Where on earth did New Zealand go? Think you've got geography down?
I don't got geography.
You might be in for a surprise. A surprising number of people remembered New Zealand being in a completely different place on the map. Sure, we know that New Zealand is southeast of Australia, but some people swear it used to be northeast, or even in a totally different location. And it's not just New Zealand. People have different memories of where Australia is too. Some theories suggest that alternate dimensions or time streams might explain this mix-up. The idea is that we might have merged realities with another timeline where maps and borders were different. So if your sense of direction seems a little off, well, you're not alone. However, the notion that our reality could have subtly shifted is pretty mind-bending. Or just admit you're bad at geography. No need to bring in time-altering realities. You failed geography. That's all there is to it. 15. Oscar Mayer or Oscar Mayer. Here's one that's left plenty of people scratching their heads. Is it Oscar Mayer or Oscar Mayer? As it turns out, the hot dogs and lunch meats brand has always been Oscar Mayer with an A, but plenty of folks remember it as Mayer with an E. What really messes with people is the jingle. You know the one. My bologna has a first name, it's OSCAR. My bologna has a second name. There has been much frustration over the mix-up since people remember to be singing along to M-E-Y-E-R and not M-A-Y-E-R. 14. Sinbad never played a genie. Do you remember Shazam, that movie in which comedian Sinbad played a genie? Well, if you do, you should take a good, long, hard look at yourself because that movie never existed. I'm serious. Despite being remembered by thousands of people, Sinbad never starred as a wish-granting genie in the 90s. There was a movie called Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal as a genie, but Shazam simply isn't real.
Shazam,
and yet, some people remember Shazam in great detail, including the plot about 2 kids summoning a genie and even a spectacular pool party finale. It's okay if you think you've seen it, but don't bother looking it up on IMDb. Sinbad's genie role is just a trick of memory, and maybe a touch of Mandela magic. 13. The hyphen in Kit Kat never existed. If you swear that there was a hyphen between Kit and Kat, you're not alone. Plenty of candy lovers distinctly remember the famous chocolate bar as Kit Kat, but guess what? There's no official record of that hyphen ever existing. Despite this, some fans recall the dash as clearly as if they'd seen it yesterday. One Reddit user even shared how they once noticed the hyphen had mysteriously vanished, only to later realize it was never there to begin with. So if your memory is insisting that Kit Kat used to have a hyphen, I hate to break it to you, Kit Kat has always been hyphen-free. Though Spider-Man, don't forget the hyphen. 12. Do you call it Cheez-It or Cheez-Its? Let's settle this once and for all. the cheesy cracker you love to snack on has always been called Cheez-It. Singular. Not Cheez-Its with an S,
It's
and
got the Z.
definitely not Cheez-Its with a Z, or Z
Bro, I
for
just
my
ate some of
UK
my
people,
Khaleesi.
and Canada.
I swear
Now,
I
rest
haven't.
assured that if you've been calling it the latter your whole life, you're not alone. A bunch of people distinctly remember them as Cheez-Its, and even swear that that's what it says on the box. But go right now. Take a look at any packaging you can find, and you'll see it's always been Cheez-It. Why do so many of us add that extra S or Z if we're really cool? Well, maybe because we never just eat one. 11. A galaxy-sized Mandela effect. Okay, let's move on to one of the biggest Mandela effects in the movie world, and it comes from a galaxy far, far away. If you've ever quoted, "Luke, I am your father," while wielding an imaginary lightsaber, yeah, you've been saying it wrong this whole time. Star Wars, one of the most iconic movie franchises of all time, has captivated audiences since 1977, and The Empire Strikes Back gave us what is often considered the most famous movie line ever. But the actual line Darth Vader delivers, it's not, "Luke, I am your father," it's simply, "No, I am your father."
Bullshit.
It's a small change, but one that throws off countless fans.
Bro, if I could go back in time, bro, ooh.
And who I assume were saying that line into a fan, because everyone did that. Luke, they got it wrong while speaking into a fan. It's always... I don't have a fan with me or else I'd do it. 10. Did Tom Cruise wear shades or not? The classic risky business scene. Tom Cruise sliding across the floor to Bob Seger's old-time rock and roll in nothing but socks, a shirt, and... shades? Well, that's where the Mandela effect kicks in. In countless parodies, from The Nanny to Scrubs, people mimic this iconic moment, often adding sunglasses to the mix. But here's the kicker. Tom Cruise didn't wear sunglasses during that legendary dance. In the scene, he sports a white button-down shirt, socks, and no shades in sight. 9. Lucy's misquoted splainin' moment. This might be a bit before your time if you were born, after the 50s, but in the classic sitcom I Love Lucy, fans often recall Ricky Ricardo exasperatedly saying, "Lucy, you've got some splainin' to do." But here's the catch. Ricky never actually says those exact words. While he does use phrases like "splain that if you can" or simply "Lucy, splain," the iconic quote you remember is definitely a bit off. 8. Mirror, mirror on the wall. We all grew up with the famous line from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all? But guess what? That iconic line is a bit off. The real line is actually magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all.
It's mirror, mirror.
It's one of those slip-ups that's stuck in our heads despite the truth. The next time you pop in your old Snow White DVD, or, watch it on streaming, listen closely. You might be surprised at how different it sounds from what you remember.
Fucking ass, man. Oh my god, my ass.
7. Curious George's missing tail. We all remember Curious George, the lovable monkey from our childhood swinging through his adventures and with a tail hanging between his legs. Or so we thought. The truth is, Curious George never had a tail. Despite what many of us recall from those classic episodes and books, George is a tailless monkey. He's been swinging through his escapades without that extra appendage all along. 6. That never happened. When it comes to creepy movies, The Silence of the Lambs is in a league of its own. Jodie Foster's portrayal of FBI trainee Clarice Starling and Anthony Hopkins as the eerie Hannibal Lecter left a lasting impact on moviegoers everywhere. The unsettling dynamic between Clarice
Alright, chat. Last video for right now, and then I'm gonna be back live at 9. So.
Level 1. Bad dream. You're late for work. You forgot to study for an exam. Someone you care about is disappointed in you. These dreams are uncomfortable, but they're not yet terrifying. Unlike a real nightmare, this one doesn't wake you. You might feel a little uneasy when you wake up, but by the time you're brushing your teeth, it's already fading. During REM sleep, that deep stage where your eyes dart beneath your eyelids and the most vivid dreams occur, your brain performs what scientists call file compression, sorting through the day's events, discarding what doesn't matter, and keeping what does. Had an awkward conversation? Your mind might replay it with slight distortions. Worried about money? You might dream about losing your wallet. What defines level 1 is forgettability. By lunchtime, you won't even remember what the dream was about. But level 2 changes that. Level 2, classic nightmare. This is what most people think of when they hear the word nightmare.
We all ever have a dream where like you're in like a fight and you can't punch, like you're punching like this. And like you can't move any faster, and when it hits them, all it hits them is like, it like barely touches them. Or like you're running from like running in a dream, like running from something, and like you can't run, like you're stuck in place. You like the cartoons when they like take off.
You're being chased through dark hallways, falling from impossible heights. Someone or something is attacking you, and you can't fight back. You try to scream, but no sound comes out, and your body reacts like the threat is real. Your heart races, you're sweating. Your brain floods your system with cortisol and adrenaline, the same chemicals released during actual danger. You jolt awake at 2 a.m., heart pounding, maybe even gasping for air. It takes a few seconds to remember where you are, to convince yourself it wasn't real.
Picked a great main, but your voice doesn't quite match it?
We have a fix.
Voice mod gives you over 100.
Classic nightmares happen during REM sleep, just
REM
like
sleep,
bad dreams.
like a REM pod.
But there's a key difference. The amygdala, your brain's fear center, goes into overdrive. Your brain is basically running a simulation to process threats, asking, what if this happened? Could I survive it? Rehearsing how you'd react to danger, to prepare you to face stress or threats in waking life. Unlike level 1, you remember it vividly. Days later, you can still recall the feeling of running, the sense of dread, the moment you woke up. Most people never go beyond level 2, but some do. Level 3, recurring nightmare. The same nightmare, over and over again. Same hallway, same monster, same moment of terror. Night after night, sometimes for weeks, or even years.
I've had ones like that.
Your brain doesn't randomly replay the same dream for no reason. When a nightmare recurs, it's because the fear behind it hasn't been resolved. There's something your subconscious is trying to work through, and it won't stop until you deal with it. Maybe you're dreaming about